I've been thinking about something simple lately, something we do almost without noticing. Before we push off, before we commit effort, before we decide how hard we're going to work, we look up. In open water, that moment matters. You can swim strong, you can swim fast, but if you don't know where you're headed, all that effort can quietly take you somewhere you didn't mean to go. January has that same feeling to me. There's a lot of energy right now that says move, set goals, decide, execute, get traction, as if stillness is a problem to solve. But speed, without awareness, has a cost. I've learned this the hard way in the water. Swimming in the wrong direction doesn't feel wrong at first. Has it happened to you? When you're swimming around a buoy course in a tangled mob of swimmers and then you break free and for a moment you feel relief. No more getting purchase on something or vying for position. And then you look up and you realize you're heading in the wrong direction, wasting effort. It's frustrating. Nothing is broken. You're just not paying attention. Awareness isn't about certainty. It's about relationship. Where am I in relation to the buoy, the shoreline, to the current, to my own capacity today? Outside the water, the questions aren't that different. What am I paying attention to right now? What's pulling my focus? What's quietly shaping my decisions? Is it effort? Validation? Am I trying to prove something? Or care? Curiosity? Sustainability? What I hear again and again listening to the stories on this podcast isn't a moment of arrival. It's people learning how to stay with uncertainty, with repetition, with the water as it is. Sometimes the goal doesn't disappear, it just loosens its grip. Sometimes the question isn't how far or how fast anymore. It's how do I want this to feel? There was a point when I realized my own relationship with goals had changed. For a long time, I set New Year's resolutions, lose 10 pounds, cut back on drinking, quantifiable, measurable, outcome-driven. And while they might have worked for a week or two, there was no staying power. Whether the goal was met or missed, the deeper question stayed the same. How did I want to move through the process? What did I want to be practicing regardless of the outcome? That's when I started choosing a word or a theme for the year instead of quantifiable goals. Not as a replacement, but as a way of staying in relationship with what mattered, even when plans shifted. A word doesn't demand anything. It doesn't care if you're ahead or behind. It just gives you something to return to. And I've noticed that the water responds really well to that kind of attention. In the water, you don't check once and assume you're good. You look again and again and again. Not because you don't trust yourself, but because conditions change. Wind changes. The light changes. You change. Before I close, I want to open this door just a little. This year, I'll be sharing more reflections like this, moments from the water that help us think differently about effort, trust, how we move through change. If this episode sparked a question, a memory, or a quiet recognition, you're always welcome to reach out and share it with me. Those messages shape these conversations more than you might realize. Thanks for listening. However the water is meeting you today, I hope you feel supported there.